everyone. I wanted to get on and explain what you're about to see in just a few minutes. I tend to scrapbook about 2 weeks in advance, and I'll explain in the video that I keep my layouts right, let's see, right there. And I'll explain all of that in the video. I had recorded my 2-year anniversary video several weeks ago, and I knew that I had recorded it. I had kept it on my computer, which is where I usually keep them, and in the back of my mind I kept saying, I need to get those videos off, I need to edit them and get them uploaded. Well, the day before my 2-year anniversary, I could not find that video anywhere. I looked high and low for that video about 2 days before, and then I was like, okay, take a break, I'll come back, see if I can find it later. I looked in my memory cards, my SD cards, on Google Drive, which is where I keep my all the backups, on my computer. I looked everywhere for it the 2 days before, and then the next day after I took a break, I was like, I probably miss trying to find it. I can't find it in the video. And so the night before my 2-year anniversary, I was like, all right, maybe, and this is where I was really questioning myself and my sanity, maybe I just didn't record it. Maybe I had thought through the process so much and planned so much that I just imagined that I recorded it. So I recorded another one and got that up. You guys probably watched that back on my 2-year anniversary day. And the next day I found it, and it was in like the most common place that it would be on my computer. Like, I was so surprised when I found it, because I was like, I must have looked by this several times and I can't believe that I didn't see it. So at first I was like, well, I'll just delete it. But then I realized that it was almost 30 minutes unedited. And I was like, I said a lot more in this first video that I recorded than I did in my actual video that I posted. So this is happy 2-year anniversary take 2. It's about the best way that I can explain it. It goes into a little bit more detail. Excuse me. It goes into a little bit more detail about my 2-year anniversary, about me, about my scrap room, which right now is a hot mess. I will show you guys. In the video, I talk about, my closet over there. This area right here is all of the page kits and collections that I need to get used up. On the floor, I'm going to show you guys a crazy mess. On the floor over there, don't judge. You see that? I have been watching lately DIY Dollar Tree holiday decor, and so yeah, there's a lot of Dollar Tree items over there that are super cute. I have been kind of playing around with that as well. So anyways, that has nothing to do with scrapbooking, but I wanted to show you guys that since I do talk about it in the video, and you can't see it in the video, but thought you might want to actually check it out and see my hot mess of what's over there. I will show you this. Let's see if I can find it. Yep. This little guy, again, nothing to do with scrapbooking, but look how stinking cute he is. Like, I can't believe this is a Dollar Tree. And what I've seen is the DIYs, they take them and make reefs out of them. One girl put 2 of them together and make it like a little planner. So I haven't decided what I'm going to do with it yet, but it is super cute. All right, so on to my actual 2-year anniversary video that I recorded several weeks ago and totally forgot where it was and couldn't find it. All right, everyone, enjoy. Hey everyone, this is Lisa from Life in Layouts, and I am so excited for my 2-year anniversary on YouTube. I can't believe I have been doing process videos for 2 years. I thought it would be awesome to come on here and update my intro video, show you guys a little bit of my craft room behind me, and just update some of the details that I had included on my original video that was 2 years ago. So I do have some notes in front of me, so if you see me looking down, just making sure that I cover everything that I wanted to during this video. So I wanted to give you some insight behind Life in Layouts and myself. If you follow my channel at all, you'll know that I am single. I have no children. I do have 2 nephews, and I tend to scrapbook them quite a bit. My mom is also a foster parent, and so I get to be fictive kin, which is a term that we use here in the state of Florida, to the foster boys that are placed with my mom. So from time to time you will see those boys in videos as well. It does look like I have lots of boys in my life. I will always refer to them as my nephews just because it just makes it easier to explain while doing a voiceover that they're my nephews, as opposed to explaining what their actual relationship is to myself and to our family. Over the past year, I have also been scrapbooking for my friend Anna. If you guys have followed my channel at all, I have given bits and pieces of her story and her life and why I took on scrapbooking her photos for her. She is my best friend. We have been friends since college, and she has 3 very adorable children that I have been scrapbooking, and I've actually come to the end of scrapbooking those photos. There's a few more photos and a few more layouts that I need to do, but I have completed, I think, 4 albums for her so far. So lots and lots of photos and layouts for her, and I am sure that she is going to love them. I've also decided to help out 2 other friends. I just simply scrapbook way more than my life allows for, meaning that I don't always have photos to scrapbook. And even with the nephews and the fictive kins in my life, there's just not enough photos to scrapbook. I've reached out to 2 additional friends, and I've asked if they would like for me to scrapbook some of their photos as well, and they both agreed to that. So I am excited that I will be doing their layouts and their photos coming in 2020, and for however long it takes me to scrapbook them. As some of you may know, I went through a pretty hard time in my life last year where I ended up moving, and I ended up having a relationship end, and it was a very difficult time. And for me, luckily, I was able to scrapbook through that time, meaning that I had tons and tons of photos that I could scrapbook, and I didn't have to worry about facing hard memories while I was scrapbooking. I had my friend Anna's photos as well as other photos that didn't include that relationship. While I completely agree that relationships, regardless of whether they are still going on or they've ended in the past, need to be scrapbooked. That is part of my life. That is part of who I was at that time. And if you guys have seen my Snow and Cocoa adventures the last couple months of 2019, you will know that I was able to get lots and lots of layouts and photos scrapped from that trip. There were lots of photos that I gave back to Kevin and the boys, just simply because I wasn't planning on scrapbooking those, and those were photos specifically of the boys, not necessarily of things that involved me, like their school photos and things like that. So I have narrowed it down. I only have a few photos left that I need to scrapbook. I am really thankful that I am able to stay caught up on scrapbooking. I am only about 6 months behind, which I think is pretty caught up. And so there wasn't a whole lot of photos that I needed to get scrapbooked. Mainly what's left is big events. I have a trip from Washington, D.C. when we went up there to see the White House and other events up there that I did scrapbook, as well as some photos from when we went to Chicago. So I will probably challenge myself in 2020 to do some type of series to get those knocked out like I did with Snow and Cocoa. I actually have an idea from another paper line that I'm hoping I will be able to do as well. So I'm looking forward to getting those photos scrapped, and then I can move on with that part of my life. So I wanted to give you a little bit of a tour of my scrapbook room, just what you can see behind me, and show you kind of where I store everything and how I'm able to get to things. I normally have the video camera going right above me, and it's on this, I think this is called a monopod. I'm not exactly sure. It sits right on the end of my tripod so that my camera comes out and faces down on my table. So that's the normal view that you guys see. Right here, let's see if I can get in there. Right there are 2 lights that I have purchased from Amazon, which give me that bright white illumination of my desk. I also have a, let's see if I can get it in the screen there, natural window, or a window, not really a natural window, but a window with natural light is probably what I was trying to say, right to the right here. So it gives me lots of light during the day that I can scrapbook, but I tend to scrapbook more at nighttime because obviously I work and I have a full-time job, and so normally that's not as bright there as it is right now. So on my desk, which is a hot mess right now, so I'm not going to show you guys that, I just finished a couple of different layouts that I'm working on for my new design team. I'm super excited to be on the Scrap Room's design team. So I just got next month's kit and I've been working on that. So that's kind of all over my desk right now. Directly to my right is my Fatmax storage, and I've showed that in a couple of videos, and I will insert a picture here, probably right here, to show you what it looks like closed up as well as what it looks like opened up. I love this thing. It's supposed to be for travel, but everything's just so conveniently packed in there, and it gives me space off of my desk for it, so that I really like that. These pink containers back here are the scrapbook kits that I am working with right now, and I'm actually planning on moving some of them out and rotating them out, because I tend to pull more from here than I do over, which you guys can't see at all, but over here in the closet I have all of my other scrapbook layouts that I have tend to be neglecting. So I'm gonna switch some of them out so that I can get some of those used up as well. I will link below my video tour so that you guys can get a better idea of what I see in my scrapbook room and what's going on, so you guys can check that out as well. Over here to the right, which is just off frame, you see this dark pink box. I don't know what those things are called, those felt box things. Right underneath it is a very small shelf, and I keep it small for a reason, which is actually kind of messy right now. I store my layouts there, so I give myself a very small space to store my completed layouts until they need to go into albums. And I do that for a reason, because I need to take pictures of them for YouTube. So I'll store them, and it usually doesn't get full. Usually I'll go through it maybe once a month or so and take out the ones that I have already uploaded to YouTube and videoed, taken photos of, things like that, and go ahead and put them away, and then just leave the ones that are still there. So that's where I store my layouts, right there. So I tend to keep up on my scrapbooking and all of the aspects of it, not just the layout making, keeping it organized and things like that. I am very fortunate to be able to spend a lot of time in my scrapbook room, and I know how fortunate that is, because I know that a lot of folks are not able to do that. So I work from home and I travel for work. So there's two kind of lifestyles that I live. The week that I just came off, I traveled all week. So I was all over Central Florida traveling and training during this past week. And so during that week, I get nothing done. I don't get to go in my scrapbook room. I don't get to get anything accomplished in here because, one, I'm not home. There is one location that I travel to that's close enough to home that I don't have to stay in a hotel. So during that night before, I'm able to come home and actually sleep in my own bed and not have to sleep in a hotel. But I'm so exhausted and I have so much work that I have to do to prepare for the next day of training that I don't get in my scrapbook room. So that's usually 1 week out of the month that I am out traveling and working outside of my house. The other 3 weeks I work from home, and during that time I'm building curriculum and things like that for my training classes. So I work until about 5 o'clock and then I get to come in my scrapbook room. So usually I grab a bite to eat, I come in here and I can spend the rest of the night in my scrapbook room. And that usually is 3 or 4 times a week that I'm able to spend from, like 5:30 till 10 in my scrapbook room, and I get so much accomplished during that time. So I don't set any type of goals for myself where I want to scrapbook like 365 layouts in a year. I was a part of a group where I was challenged to do 4 layouts a month. So we did, and we did it for 10 months. And so it was a challenge called 40 layouts a year. I never had a problem completing 40 layouts a year. I never had a problem completing 4 layouts a month. It was more of a hassle to get those uploaded, taking photos of them and uploading them to the site, that I just stopped doing it because I don't need to challenge myself because I know that I'm going to get those done. And I know that I am very fortunate to be able to do that. There are lots of folks who don't get to spend as much time in their scrapbook room as I do. And I hope that you guys are able to find some time, because this is definitely a therapeutic place for me where I'm able to concentrate on happy memories, whether they're my memories or someone else's. I know that they're all happy memories. And even sometimes I get to work through some sad memories and get those documented and scrapbooked. So I do have some goals for the next year. I wouldn't say 2020, just upcoming goals that I have. Because I'm a part of the scrap room design team, I felt like the ability to get those kits every month should satisfy me on getting new things in my scrapbook room. So I have challenged myself to not necessarily be on a spending freeze, but only spend $100 in the month. I have challenged myself to only spend $100 in the year of 2020. And last year, in 2019, I knew that I was thinking of and planning on doing this, so I went ahead and purchased adhesive from the Tape Depot, and I purchased it by the case, so it's like 144 rolls. So I have no issues with adhesive. I was having a lot of issues with my fine tip bottle. These types of bottles here, where you put your own adhesive in them. I actually had the adhesive, or the fine tip part of it, just fall off, and adhesive was coming out of it. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to first ask some recommendations of my scrappy friends, what they are using, and maybe try 2 different types and use those in 2020. So I still have one bottle that's working, so I'll use that. I also purchased Nuvo Deluxe adhesive. So it has a fine tip as well. And then I purchased Art Glitter. It's just this Art Glitter Designer Dries Clear Adhesive. So I purchased this bottle, and so it actually came with the bottle, this fine tip, and this like gigantic refillable bottle. I got both of these on Amazon. So I have plenty of liquid adhesive as well. So I don't even think that I need to say I'm going to not include adhesive in that because I should be set with these. I also am not including white cardstock in that because you guys can't see it, but where these 3 boxes are underneath it is 3 containers of cardstock. And so I'm going to continue to challenge myself with using colored cardstock. I have plenty of white cardstock. I can also use pattern paper. I do have this little tiny sliver right here, which you guys can see, of those faux cardstock where they're pattern paper but they read as a cardstock or a solid cardstock. So I have no reason whatsoever to go out and purchase anything. So I'm limiting the $100 to something that I see and I absolutely love and can't turn down. So I've really concentrated on starting that since January, and I have really gone into places where I've seen scrapbooking supplies, whether they are the emails that I receive daily from Peachy Cheap or actual scrapbook stores that I've gone into, the Target Dollar Spot, things like that. And I have held the item up and thought, do I really need this? Do I have something similar to this at home that I can use? Am I buying it because I really love it, or am I buying it just simply because it's there and available to buy? And since I've kind of talked myself through that, I have not purchased anything from any of the stores or from websites or anything like that. So I'm very excited about keeping to this budget, and I have a crafty friend, hi Abby, who is keeping me accountable. We are going to send each other our amounts that we've spent. I think I have agreed to that. I don't think she necessarily has agreed to that, but I'm gonna send her my amounts to say, hey, this is what I've spent, and kind of keep me in line with my spending budget, I guess is probably the best way to put it. I also wanted to talk about my purging and what my plans are to kind of get my room cleaned up as well and go through some stuff that I haven't been using. I keep 2 boxes on the other side of my desk. So the way my scrapbook room is set up, there is a tripod that sits right in front of my desk. So my desk does not sit against the wall. And in that space, there's not really anything else I can put there except for those 2 boxes. One box is a box for donating items to a local school or daycare, something along those lines. And those things are things that I don't think another scrapbooker will like. Some older items or some items that may not be in the best shape. Not that they're in really bad shape, it's just if I was a scrapbooker, I wouldn't want to get those in some type of grab bag or anything like that. But kids love those. I have donated to daycares and schools for a couple of years now, and every time I donate, I'll usually have some connection with them. I donated to the boys' daycare for a while. They would create things with them, whether it was the teachers or the kids, and the teachers and they were so excited to show me what they were able to create. So I'm happy to have one box like that in front of my desk. The other box is items that I think a scrapbooker will like. Sometimes it's collections that I have used up what I want to use in the collection, but I still have like full sheets of paper that I, not really my favorite sheets, as well as scraps because I tend to keep all of my page kits together. Let me show you. So I have these bags that I purchased from Uline, and I keep the collection, my scraps and everything inside this bag. So when I feel like I'm done with the collection and I'm not going to get any more layouts out of the collection, I put the bag and everything inside that box. I participate in a couple of like pay it forward type boxes. Someone starts with a priority box and the ones that don't have a weight limit, and they stuff it full of stuff and it goes on to each person, and the point of it is you're supposed to take out the stuff that you will use and then you're supposed to fill it back up with things that you're no longer interested in or no longer have a need for, and pass it along so that somebody else can get fun new scrappy stuff without having to purchase new items. So that's what, when I'm done with kind of these packs, I stick them in there because I know that another scrapper will appreciate things like this more than little kids appreciating it and things like that. So I have those 2 boxes, and I purge those whenever they get full. I just did them, I think, right before school started in August. I was a part of a box, a pay it forward box, as well as I dropped off a box at a daycare. So they're pretty empty right now, and I'll just continue to fill them up throughout the year whenever I am done with collections and other things that I don't feel like I'm going to be using anymore. I know I said this next part on my original video, but I wanted to make sure that I included it on this video because it's still important to me. I started my YouTube channel because there was a lack of double page layouts, and there still is a lack of double page layouts, and so that's all that you're going to get on my channel. That's all that I do. I do have a few single page layouts that I've completed, but it is nowhere near the amount of double page layouts that I do. And so that's what's going to continue on my channel. That will not change. I will always have double page layouts. I also want to encourage you guys to check out the scrap room. I will link them below. I will not post those videos here, so if you want to see more inspiration from me, make sure you definitely check out the scrap room and the videos that I post over there as well. They will also be double page layouts. I love watching YouTube videos. I think that they are amazing. There are lots and lots of talented, crafty ladies out there, and I'm so glad to be a part of this community where we can share our layouts. And I tend to watch scrapbooking videos right before I go to bed. It's usually where I am kind of winding down for the day. I pull out my iPad and I watch a few videos before I go to bed. I actually had somebody comment to me one time when I was watching a video and they were there close by me. I tend to watch YouTube videos sped up. I usually speed them up to 1.5, sometimes even up to 2 times, depending on how slow somebody talks. I love watching videos and I love to get all the inspiration for it, but sometimes I feel like a 10-minute video could possibly be a 6-minute video if it was sped up a little bit, and I love doing that. And so I had a friend make fun of me because that also means that the voice is usually sped up as well. And I've done that for so long, I've done that for years, that now when I do try to listen to YouTube videos in real time, even my own videos in real time, I'm like, oh my goodness, they are dragging on and on and on. So I tend to like watching longer YouTube videos. When I say longer, probably in the 20 to 25 minute range, but I do speed them up. So they're usually in the like 10 to 12 minute range. I think that that's just my preference, and I'm able to get through more videos and get more techniques learned or seen when I'm watching those different videos. I watch all kinds of YouTube videos, card videos, scrapbooking, double page, single page layouts, because I feel like there's inspiration in all of those that I can use on my layouts, even if they are not what I'm doing. And there's been lots of times where I have watched others and their scrapbooking videos and realized that there are lots and lots of things that can be done in a double page layout, and I challenge myself to take that inspiration and make something in a double page layout to show the community that there are tons and tons of inspiration out there, and you just have to kind of know where to find it. So I did want to give you guys one update on my Pop Dots. So I have, oh, I'm so excited, 4 left, 4 of these packages, and there are two of these sheets in the package. So I have 8.5 sheets left. Yay! I'm super excited. And to get rid of these, I told you guys throughout my videos as well that I found these when I was moving, and I don't use them anymore. And I know that I had bought them at the expo thinking that they were a really good deal because they were $1 a pack, so that's like super cheap for Pop Dots. But when I found Fun Foam, this was just too much of a hassle. So a part of my spending freeze as well is I did go ahead and purchase my Fun Foam for the year. So I purchased this in 2019, and so that I have it. And I did open it because I wanted to get, there was a package in here that the receipt was in here, so I wanted to pull that out. But I have not used it. I'm still holding myself to the fact that I am going to use those pop dots first before I use the fun foam. And I did realize I have a few sheets left. Let's see. Like 5 sheets left from my old pack. So I'm still holding on to those as well and not using them. So soon you will no longer see the pop dots. I'm so excited to get rid of those and feel accomplished too of having this, and it's taking up less space in my scrapbook room, and I've gotten them on pages and out of my scrapbook room and accomplished something, a goal that I set for myself. All right, everyone, I think that is it. I hope that you continue to watch my YouTube channel in 2020 and beyond. I would love to hit another milestone. As you guys know, I hit 1,000 subscribers in the fall of 2019. So I would love to hit another 1,000, like have 2,000 subscribers by the end of 2020. So that's a big lofty goal. I think I'm at like 12,000 subscribers right now. So it's really only 800 people, which is not a huge amount. So I think that it's a good goal to have, and I'm really hoping that I can pull that out. That would be amazing to be able to say that I've had 2,000 subscribers before I hit the 3-year mark. All right, everyone, thanks for watching, and I hope that you have a scrappy day.